Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. Last episode, Data entered the 8th dungeon, the Sword and Shield Maze. And the layout of this dungeon is, one floor is laid out like a shield. That's this floor right here where we start in, and it has an ice theme to it. And then the other floor is laid out like a sword, and it has a fire theme to it. So we got dueling elements in this dungeon. Both sections can be pretty annoying. The ice, because it incorporates ice physics, means that Data will slide around on the floor whenever he touches ice, and the fire, the sword section, is annoying because lava, if you fall on it, it damages you and it pushes you back to the beginning of the room. So you can be doing a room and then mess up, fall in the lava, and then you'll be put back in the beginning of the room, and basically have to do the room all over again. We'll take out these guys here, get our slingshot. There's one of these like invincible enemies here that you can only usually defeat by knocking them in a pit or using that magnetic ball. But if we hit it with a Gale Seed, the Gale Seed will teleport it away. I'm just going to blow up these blocks because of obsessive compulsiveness. But yeah, the game, I guess, intends you to blow up these blocks and then pull out that magnetic block, and then you can use the magnetic gloves to squish that guy with the ball. One good thing about this dungeon, there's a lot of bad things about it, but one of the good things is there's a lot of these like bubble type enemies, spark enemies, and they can be hit with your boomerang to turn into a fairy, so plenty of health refill options. So heading in down into the sword section here, a lot more pits and lava, like I said, in the sword section. Push these bats off. Go head down. Oop, fell in the pit. Darn. Let's take out this bat. And then we'll head down to this room where the rocks keeper come in handy because we want to jump over these spiked walls. Remember, don't stay on the cracked floors long because they will break unless you have the rock swing equipped. And be careful also too, these ceiling masters come down. And here we have an annoying fire thing. See, once again we get hit by the flame and knocks us down. We have to restart again, make these jumps. But this is not the worst room in the dungeon. That'll be an ice room later on. Too bad you can't, if you're just doing this game first, Oracle of Seasons first, you can't get the snowshoe ring, which prevents you from slipping on ice floors. That makes some parts of this dungeon very, very easy, but you don't have that luxury. We got a few tricky jumps here. We got a bunch of tricky jumps here, but we can skip them off. We just use the Pegasus Seed. And we can fly, skip all those little one-tile gaps there. Keeping the Pegasus Seeds and the Rocks Cape, we can beat those traps out. Hit that button to open the door down here. Take out these guys. We got an annoying ice room. Pretty much whenever you see a staircase, it's going to transfer you to the other floor. So right now in the fire sword, now we're going up into the ice shield, and we want to equip our shield here because we've got these spiky enemies, and fighting them is really difficult here on these spikes because they hit you, they knock you back, there's a little bit of recoil, and then oftentimes when you hit them, they fall back into the spikes themselves. So we can kind of take a little bit of shortcut there, use the Rocks Cape to hop over. The less time we spend on the ice, the better. You almost have to, like Shooting Games Weekly says, you have to tap dodge, where you just lightly tap the controller to move when dodging in certain shooting games. You basically have to tap the controller really lightly to move your character slightly. Otherwise, if you hold it down, they start slipping. That's not good. Alright, we got a spinner puzzle, but it's not really a puzzle. It's solved very easily. You just backtrack it once. Not a lot of backtracking in this dungeon. There's a item that we missed earlier. Well, there's a treasure chest that appeared earlier, but we can't get that treasure chest, or at least make the treasure chest appear, until we get the item in this dungeon, which is the hyper slingshot. And that basically allows you to shoot seeds in a spread pattern, like the spread gun from Contra. A silent watch maybe needed, and that was your clue on how to defeat that almost knight. That almost knight is just going to stay there and do nothing if you move around the room, but if you enter the room and don't do anything for a few seconds, then the almost knight will come alive. Gonna jump back this way because we have to make a bridge appear here. And we got the dungeon map. Alrighty, summon this ball. We want to hold on the magnetic charging it the entire time. If you actually let go of the button, it'll fall in the lava. You have to just leave the room and come back. But yeah, that opened up a bridge there. We'll keep our magnetic gloves on here because we have an annoying mace guy over here, and he's close to the lava. So we can just use the magnetic gloves to pull him into the lava, and then we don't have to deal with him. We'll see him again because when we go down and approach the room later on from that staircase. But right now, he's kind of difficult because, like I say, it doesn't give you a lot of space to maneuver. Let's just get these almost knights alive, then take them all out with our boomerang. And push this aside. And we get the hyper slingshot. It shoots 3 seeds at a time, so yeah, it's a little different than the Contra spread gun, because this Contra spread gun shoots 5 bullets in like a V shape. This shoots a V shape, but it's only using 3, so you basically got one straight ahead of you, and then one at a 45-degree angle, and then one at like a negative 45-degree angle, 135-degree angle, depending on how you want to count it. Oh, we're back in the spinner room, but the spinner is already set to how we want to have it spin, and then it resets back. Grab a key. And right to the north there, when we jumped over that little section of the lava from above, to the right we saw there was one of those magnetic poles. So we'll put on magnet gloves, use them to pull us across this lava. And here we got the mini boss coming up. He can be quite annoying. Icy core makes piercing blades. And that's a clue on how we defeat this mini boss. Probably one of the tougher mini bosses in the game. So there we have 3 statues. When you see 3 statues, you have to do them all at the same time. And that makes something appear. In this case, it was a staircase. Back at the beginning of the dungeon, like the 3rd room, there were 3 eye statues, but we didn't have the slingshot, hyper slingshot then. But if we go back there, we can hit those statues and we get a ring. A ring exclusive to this game. Like I said, I just want to blow up all the bombs, all the bombable blocks. I feel that OCD. And I wasn't worried about wasting bombs because every single one of these pots has a bomb refill underneath it. Alright, we're going to have to use our hyper slingshot and mystery seeds to take out this boss here, this mini boss. And he has 2 forms. He's ice and a fire form. So basically what you have to do is you have to shoot him with the mystery seeds to have him transform. And then when he's you see he makes the little icicles, and you have to shoot the icicles with the hyper slingshot and make them small to pick them up. And then you pick the icicles and throw it at the guy when he's in the fire form. Luckily, you only have to do it 3 times. See, he charges you, so that makes it difficult sometimes to, hit him. Because he'll hit you and you'll drop the icicle. Ooh, we got a fairy there to fill us up. And then there's more, spark enemies that we can throw our boomerang at. But we're going to take this shortcut back to the beginning, just so we can get that ring. Head up that little platform to the right. Just take out these wizards here. Almost got him. We'll get him on our way back. And from this top ledge here, we can use our hyper slingshot to hit all those statues. And you'll see a treasure chest will appear. And we'll grab the ring out of it. Do a little slide jump there. And we get a ring. We'll get it appraised later. And then we'll have to do a lot of ring farming later. But I already did that. Like I said, I usually have a few episodes ahead in time, just in case, because sometimes during the week with boxing practice, I don't have time to record an episode. So on the weekend, I try to get a few episodes ahead. So we have a whole bunch of torches here to light. The only thing is, we have to get them all lit at the same time, and those bats can be in the way. And we're back on the the shield section. This reminds me of Dragon Quest V, where there's that block puzzle. We had King Bean, when he was a little kid, he went to the fairyland and he had to push these blocks, and they just basically went straight until they hit a wall or an obstacle. And you had to position them around to hit switches. Same thing here. So we move around. That one falls right into place. We put another one there. And finally push them away. And it's time to enter the worst room in the game. It's a series of 3 rooms, and they all have ice physics. And the problem with these are, if you mess up, you fall down, and these gold traps are really quick, and they'll probably hit you and take off a good bit of your life. And once again, because it's really slippy, because of ice physics, these jumps are harder than they look. So they thought, yeah, no, we're gonna make it really jerky and give you ice physics. And if that's not bad enough, we're going to have moving platforms that push you around. You gotta fight against them, and every time you jump, if you double tap, the cape makes it a little awkward. Sometimes you jump just to try to get your footing, and you mess up. Oh, we need to get on the top. This one right here that we're on right now. So you have to jump over the one on the top and then land back on this one, and then make a quick jump. Ah, there we go. Fell down. Almost had it. So yeah, this is where the snowshoe ring, prevent slipping, would be a godsend. Whew, we got it. But unfortunately, I'm going to mess it up because we've got these thwomps here that can mess up your jumping, and bats, if they hit you, they will mess up your jump too. And we just barely missed landing on that one. Luckily, though, the second time through is a little easier than the first. Come on, come on. Ah! As I mess up again. And I just barely missed landing on it again. So yeah, it's hard to seem to get on these platforms from the left side of the screen. So you're almost forced to, get on them from the right side, and you're forced to walk the treadmill. There you go. Now we just go really slow. And that bat almost hit us, knocked us off. So you lose your footing right before the thwomp goes down. So be careful not to jump then. And we're through! Yay! We just have a few more rooms to go through, and then we'll hit a nice room where we can get a bunch of fairy refills. But we're basically on our way to the boss key. Now the first time we went down, first staircase we took in this dungeon, to the south of there was a door, or an opening. We didn't go in that opening though because the bridge wasn't extended. But now if you wanted to backtrack a little bit more, for whatever reason, maybe to go back and get that ring, that way it opens you up back to the beginning of the dungeon. I'm going to take out these wizards just to be safe before I cross the trap floor. Nice, they give us some snakes. They're easy enemies. Mummies, not so bad either. Just have to watch they have no knockback. So don't, you know, if they're approaching you, don't be super aggressive. Use our magic boomerang. This room has 2 exits. To go the correct way, you have to defeat all the enemies. We use our Ricky's flute to defeat the Pole's voices. And I destroyed the wrong pot when I was crossing here. To get to the wrong exit, which I'm going to go on to, you have to hit that button and weigh it down with the pot. So, just touching it will open the door, but you have nothing to hold on to it. And unlike Maverick, we do not have the Cane of Samara in this game to make our own blocks. So, we're just going to have to leave, reset it. Now, there's no real reason why you would have to go down to the room that I'm going into, but I'm just going into it to show it off. I mean, you enter it anyway, and you see it on your map. Because the room below is a big, wide one. And, so yeah, it appears even if you enter it from the left side, the correct side. So you just have to deal with this one mace enemy here. There's a fairy here, which might be one good reason to come down to this room. Although, in a few rooms, will be, whatchamacallit, there'll be a room with a bunch of those spark enemies, and they're really easy. You just hit them with a boomerang, and they'll turn into fairies. So we'll get our life filled up there. But now we got the boss key. And now we can head to basically the second part of the dungeon, which is going to revolve around these ice blocks. So they're very similar to the blocks when we fought the mini-boss. And the owl's going to give us a little bit of a clue on what we need to do with them. So let's feed the owl a mystery seed. Donk. The magical ice freezes all. And when he says freezes all, he really means it, including the lava. The floor below is like 90% lava. So in order to navigate it successfully, you're going to have to basically find these 4 holes and throw that magical ice underneath them into it, and that'll make it fall to the floor below, and that'll freeze a certain section of the lava. So this almost is pattern that it walks is it's random. I've seen several different patterns. I messed up that first time. Basically, we just have to trace its steps, and if we successfully trace its steps, it'll summon a key. Alright, there we go. And here's the other key to solving the rest of the dungeon, these ice crystals. We'll see how they're used in the next episode. Take care, have a good one, bye.